Hey Star Wars Force Arena players, welcome to this brand new video. So in this video we are going to take a look at the brand new update. At the start of the video I will be doing a 2v2 game with Bodhi and also a 1v1 game, followed up at the end of the video with Hera in a training match. Yawn, I know. But the idea is I put a gunk droid in that deck and also put in a rocketeer, so you guys can have a look to see if they're going to be viable in that game mode in 1v1. And it's quite interesting to see the difference, to be honest. So with Bodhi, he had a adjustment made to his cooldown on his supply drop special ability. So rather it being 17 seconds, it's now starting at 21 seconds, as you can see here. And it doesn't really make much of a difference, in all honesty. And I kind of think it gives you a bit more time now as well to focus on strategy, deploying cards, positioning, those kind of things. Where before, the cooldown would be there and he'd like, oh my god, I've got to use my supply drop, and he just drop down, and sometimes the field can get saturated in power-ups and special abilities, especially some partners don't like to use them in 2v2. But personally, I'll drop mine in a position where I'll let my partner take it. If partner needs it, partner takes it. It's that simple. You know, if it helps them, keeps them alive, so be it. But as you see in this game, so again, it's really just more of a test. This one is, rather than I'm going to go for a win in both these games, to be honest with you. But the Empire has got a good push. Been double laned here with two dewbacks pushing me down, but covering enough well here to see. And the gunk droid's not going to make it to that turret. I'd be very surprised if it does get there. The gunk droid obviously moves a lot slower now. And as you see in the training game later on, and even in this game, it can take a lot of damage, but it has been nerfed. Because it's moving slower, it now takes a lot more damage. And bearing in mind with Bodhi that the gunk droid has an armor boost, so it makes it a bit stronger, rather than with any other leader like Lando, for example, or Hera, as you see in the video. It's a lot weaker, and bizarrely with just a leader and just the turret, it doesn't make it to the turret. So right now, I've got Vader. I'll take care of Vader. Vader's had a bit of a chip on it, but he does die because he's got no energy left. And look at the turret now on the gunk droid. So the turret's locked onto the gunk droid, and the gunk droid loses almost half its health just by getting there. And now it does take the turret down, obviously, because there's nothing else backing it up. So before the update, you'd have things like your bladesmen or your leaders and all those kind of things attacking the gunk, and it would hardly make it. But bearing in mind it moves a lot slower now, and things like snipers or anything will just make mincemeat of it, literally like it does to any unit on the battlefield right now. It might not make it to the turret any longer, and that really is, it's a shame, because what's happened is now it's kind of left the weakest leaders in the game, like Lando for example, with nothing. He's got nothing. They changed the drop pod, which was Lando's main special attack really. They took the teeth out of the drop pod. Now they're taking the teeth out of the gunk droid by making it a lot slower to move around. So if you're not playing Lando, it's going to be so much more difficult to get wins with Lando, because Lando hasn't really got anything else to offer in this game. He's got a great unique special ability with his energy shuffle, but if you're just deploying units down to get killed, what's the point? You know, you need to have a lot of luck to take the day. So this game's really comfortable. 10 seconds ago, it's going to be a GG. Throw in another gunk droid just for pure luck, really. So you know, Netmarble made the change because of, I don't know, probably because of Bodhi, I don't know, or Sabine. I really don't know why the change was made to the gunk droid. It's one of the most bizarre changes. Like with the layer update, when they gave her an extra raw guard, it's just bizarre. Why would you do that? She didn't need it, but we'll do it anyway, you know. But hey, that's just the way it goes. So, using the same deck again, I'm going to jump into a game of 1 versus 1. I've shuffled the video around a bit because I was going to do the training match first, but I've edited it and put that at the end because that's probably going to be a bit more boring. So let's jump into our friend here, Lucky Sidewalker, I think I said. Grand Inquisitor. So one thing about the game as well, a lot of guys on the forums posted about the changes. They don't like the changes, blah blah blah, but the maps have been made a little bit different now. The turrets have been brought forward a bit more, so they've had to nerf the range a little bit. The map doesn't look as squashed, which is good for 1v1. So they had to make some adjustments. So every leader's been changed, including Krennic's. People saying earlier Krennic hasn't been adjusted, but he has. He's gone from 6.5 down to 6.25 range. He's just left it off the list for some reason. Probably forgot about their old Krennic. But he has also been adjusted down too. But I don't think really it's going to make any difference to anybody. Darth Dyson, because it will still suck everything in. It's all still deals the same amount of damage. It's not really much to worry about. And because everyone has had a change, all the units have been adjusted, everything. It isn't really a nerf, it's just an adjustment is the word I want to use here, rather than a nerf. So Grand Inquisitor trying really hard to take my turret down, as you can see. I haven't got a stun grenade in this deck, which I normally would use sometimes for 1v1, just to shut them down a bit sooner. So what I'm going to do is, the top left, took down a turret with my tank, throw down my gunk droid here, let's see how he gets on in this particular move. Pick up the health pack, thank you very much. So it's just a turret now, and my gunk droid there. He's got some stormtroopers there now, watch this. And look at this. He got there just in the nick of time. Got there in the nick of time, took the tower down to half. But it almost didn't make it. So if you're using like Hera, as you see in the training game, or if you use Sabine or anybody else, your gunk droid won't make it to that turret because it hasn't got the special ability that Bodhi has to boost its defences up. So it's a stronger unit. So without that, that would have died much sooner. Same for the light, same for my tank here as well, but there's not much of an issue really for the tank, but really the gunk droid. So you think in 2v2 and the map's a lot much bigger, it's got further to travel, therefore the opportunity to burn it down is much greater. And I know it's difficult already really for people to get anything out of a gunk droid in 2v2, which is why it's just so depressing people use it. But you know, now it really is just another card. The Rebels, there's no point in using it because it's a good distraction. It's good. It's, you know, it's not even a good tank anymore because of the changes. Because it moves so slow, it dies much faster. So the idea you use it as a tank to distract troopers away, that idea is going to go out the window because Blazon will just chop it to pieces in a blink. Snipers, a couple of shots, dead. So I don't think it's going to be a viable card. But let me know in the comments below what you guys think about that. Do you like the gunk droid changes? Do you think they're well? Do you use a gunk droid? Have you used it since the update? Let me know what you guys think about that. It'd be good to hear your point of view. But this is a good game. GG 2-1. Game's way under control. Wasn't bothered on the left side at all. And that's going to be a nice win. Thank you very much. So in the next game, it's just really going to be a test at the gunk droid with Hera. Also got the rocket trooper in there. So if you look at my video yesterday, I mentioned the fact that the rocket trooper may not be viable because of the turret being brought forward and the red line being moved to where you can deploy troopers, and also the nerf to the range for the rocket trooper. Will it still be able to shoot the turret without being shot at? And that question will be answered in this next particular video. So let's jump into that game now and just make the adjustments to the deck. So I put in the GNK droid there, and I put in the rocket trooper. So remember, Hera hasn't got the same advantage as Bodhi's got for the GNK droid with that 20% armor and damage reduction really. So it'll absorb more damage with Bodhi than it will with Hera. And you see that here, the example. And I know it's only against a training bot, but if you think about this in 1 versus 1, where your opponent will probably put down more troopers, that isn't always going to have to be the case now, because you can just dispose of it with just a couple of units. Cheap units too, like stormtroopers or Blazeman, or even just a leader. So I deploy my gunk droid. Here goes a rocket trooper now. Let's have a look. So it moves forward, a bit further to go forward, and as you can see, it's sitting out of range of the turret, which is great news for players who use this particular card. The problem now is though, it's got a bit further to walk, so it's going to be vulnerable to airstrikes still, and obviously them deploying units down before it can even get anywhere near a turret. So right now it'll probably take a couple of steps and then start shooting off one shot, so it might get 2 shots on the turret before they get killed, but now it might even manage to do 1, if that, before it gets killed in the next in 1v1 games, or if you use it in 2v2, my god. So let's throw down the gunk droid and see what happens here. So right now it's just got Bosk, nothing else, but look at this. So Bosk has a couple of shots on it, the turret has locked onto it now, but look at the amount of health coming off it. Look, it just doesn't make it. So before the update, you probably need a Blazeman in there to help deal, take care of it and chop it to pieces much faster. So on its own, it might have just made it to the turret with a little bit to spare. If you think Bosk wasn't there, it would have made it to the turret, but probably only had nowhere near, maybe a quarter, just under a quarter of health left. So it hasn't really got much room to absorb additional damage if you're dropping these down in 2v2, especially in 2v2 games. So either way, this would be a GG. So I hope you liked the video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. And I hope to see you in the Star Wars Force Arena live stream on Friday, which is tomorrow, where I'll be putting all the updates to a test and see what the game's like and talking to everyone about their views and stuff and find out what you guys think about the changes. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.